Moving on to long ball number 2 here on Friday morning. Bit of a snafu on MLSsoccer.com. MLS forced to apologize for reporting incorrect transfer posts yesterday. They got the wrong player, Jason.
Yeah, this is I think the excuse here, and this is Jeff Carlisle.
Did they blame the intern?
They did not blame the intern. But Jeff Carlisle reports that what happened was Atlanta posted a tease of an arriving player in Japanese, and it said, "Stay tuned." And there had been previous reports that that Atlanta United had made a bid for Kyogo Furuhashi of Celtic. Right, 12. I think they offered $12 million or something like that, and that they did not secure Furuhashi's.
Not successful.
No, and that's what the story said, that Furuhashi was joining Atlanta, when in fact it was a completely different Japanese player, Keimin Togashi, who's coming over from Japan and not from Celtic. And I think there's a very distinct difference in the level reputationally of these players, right? One is a Japanese football lifer who I think was born in the United States, actually, and maybe could be a good player for Atlanta, but isn't nearly as exciting a player as Furuhashi would be if you were bringing him in. So this is funny to me.
It's just wild.
Just as being a media guy, right? This is funny to me because this is the league's website. All right, the league has chosen, and they did this a long time ago, but they have chosen to be the number one font of information about Major League Soccer. They brought all that coverage in-house, right? They went editorially, hey, we're going to cover ourselves, right? And, there was a moment when I was a baby blogger, podcaster, hadn't even started on the radio yet, where there was a full-on debate about whether Major League Soccer should be covering itself, right? Whether it should have an editorial side on its website when it is also the institution. And there are lots of reasons, I think, in terms of the ethics of journalism to question that. Now, I always separate that from the people who work over there, or did, I guess, in some cases, because they've pared things down. I have friends over at MLS Soccer.com. Tom Bogert formerly, worked at MLS, and Charlie Boehm is writing there now. And I'm a massive fan of Charlie Boehm. And Matt Doyle, I think he does incredible work. He helps a lot of people connect with the league in ways that wouldn't otherwise maybe exist if not for that. But, man, to get it wrong in your own league on a transfer story, like, just pick up the phone and be like, hey, Garth, did you guys sign Furuhashi? Because we're about to go live with this story. And Garth could say, no, we did not sign Furuhashi, no. Instead, they went, boop, pushed it live, and now had to apologize. I mean, it's not the end of the world, but it is ridiculous to say that. It is ridiculous.
We got about another minute or so on this topic. Do you recall another reporting snafu from like an official league source like this? Like, I'm sure there's been like some detail mistakes or this and that, but just to like get the wrong player or like the wrong team or anything like that? Is this unprecedented territory?
I feel like it's probably happened before. I mean, okay, maybe it hasn't happened at the league level. Maybe that hasn't happened, but it's definitely happened at the team level, right? Where they posted something and they went, "Whoops, nope, that didn't happen. That was the intern." It's never the intern. Social media is way too important, and I know it's like maybe years and years and years ago, before anybody realized how social media could have impact your reach, people were like, "Yeah, let the intern do it." No interns are posting now, not for major brands and clubs and organizations. So I can't remember anything like this, Rob, but yeah, maybe it's bound to happen again.
We shall see, but it kind of gives me a wry smile a little bit. It's like, even, the most polished corporate places, people make mistakes. We're all human, right?
Sure. Again, it's just wild that they were like, oh, this happened because of a Japanese language tweet that doesn't even mention the guy's name or say that.
Very strained, tenuous leaks with Ronnie Dyla. Like, it was like, he was at Celtic, right?
Yeah, but not
even at the same time. Yeah.
No, but this is the other thing. Like, the idea that you would post this because there was a story about Atlanta maybe making a bid for Furuhashi, which I believe the Daily Mail reported. Start with that, okay, and think about your sources and think about your media literacy here.
Yeah, MLSsoccer.com taking leads from the Daily Mirror is something. That's just a sentence right there.
Mail, Mirror, all of them. Throw them all in the bin, as they would say, as your forefathers would say. Throw them all in the bin. But what I was to say is it completely ignores the possibility of any other Japanese player. If you're like, oh, it's definitely for Furuhashi, post. Like, no, there are lots of other Japanese. In fact, there are lots of Japanese players in Major League Soccer. So why would you presume that Atlanta posting in Japanese about a player signing would definitely be about that one player instead of the possibility they had found a different Japanese player?
We'll have to ask Thomas if he ever did that at his time there.
I think you ask. You post first and ask for forgiveness later, I think is maybe the approach from Major League Soccer's website right now.
It's not if you're right, it's if you're first.
That's right. Even if you cover yourself, you got to be first, I guess.
You don't want to beat the guy down the hall.
You got to be Tom Bogert. You got to be Tom Bogert. By the way, here's the general rule I would argue for everyone. Don't post a story until Tom Bogert says it's happened. And then you'll probably be safe.
Even if it's your own company.
That's right. That's right.